Hi Year 10, it's Miss Rowe. I hope you're all having a lovely half term despite the grim weather. So just a few days left now. You've got some homework due, so it's on class charts. If you haven't got access to class charts, well, I'm wonderful, so I've got it here for you, so no one's got any excuses not to have done this now. So Miss Tyson sent this homework to help us all. We can get you up to date on this, on all the assignments. So lesson 1, you've got lesson 2, you've got P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, and then we're going to go through P6 together on Monday. So this video is mainly going to help you with the P5. Right at the bottom there, I'm going to explain what some of the slides mean, because I know some of you were a bit stuck, because in the book the life stages go from, for example, infancy, and then they skip out adolescent, and obviously everyone was saying, well, where is it? But let me explain all the life stages to you, and if you can follow the book, that's the best way to do it. So there you go. All assignments, which is just P1 to P5, need to be completed and up to date for next Monday, which is the 24th. So all this should help you, and today's video on P5 should be helpful as well. Okay, no excuses, guys. See you on Monday with your homework, because you're all good. Right. Okay, so what do you need to do? So for P5, you need to outline one health and social care service typically accessed at each life stage. Well, all this page is saying here is that generally infancy, adolescent and later adulthood have similar care needs. So when you're a baby or when you're going into a care home, you might have quite similar care needs. That's all this is saying, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to go through the 6 stages, 6 life stages with you now. Okay, that's all that page was saying. So infancy, 0 to 2 years old. Babies and infants unable to meet their own needs. They are dependent on their carers, parents, for everything they require for growth and development. So they need help. For development, they need to, obviously it's the process of learning skills, like for example, moving, language, thinking, feelings. Like some of you, we were talking in class about who'd seen the Channel 4 show, where you actually get to see little toddlers growing up. It's an amazing show. I think it's called The Life of 4-Year-Olds maybe, and there's all different ones. You have a watch of that, and then you'll see that we all start from the beginning, and we all have to go through them small processes of learning. It's fantastic. So if you get a chance, I know you've seen it with Mrs. Wright in the past, or some people have. If you haven't, have a little watch. It's amazing to see little boys and girls learning, and you can see how they are learning movement, they're learning language skills, feeling skills. It's just great. Anyway, I digress. So back to this. So what we need then is we need to start thinking of the next stage. So infancy is the first stage. Everything, they need help with growth and development. So that is why they have carers and parents who can do this. So next one is childhood, 3 to 10 years old. So children become less dependent on carers, begin to develop new interests and learn skills such as walking, riding a tricycle and making new friends. Just think of you at primary school. So at this stage, you've left nursery and then you start going into primary school, like say around 4 years old. So what kind of care needs are required for children? So obviously care needs include health. So think of like immunisations, personal hygiene, nutrition, and a balanced diet. So obviously they still need that, even though they're beginning to develop their own skills. They still need exercise, rest and sleep, and the opportunity to play and learn during the day, and opportunities to develop new skills. So you think of the social skills that you can see at 3 years old, 4 years old, and so on. In primary school, you start making new friends, you start falling out with friends, they go through a lot. So care needs include health, exercise, rest and sleep, opportunities to play and learn, opportunities to develop social skills. So then the next stage in life is early adulthood. So that's 18 to 29. So this is when, if you think you after school, college, some people at university, up until just before they turn 30, they are thinking about do they need to go on contraception? Are they thinking about pregnancy? Emotional needs, like they might have relationships at this stage with someone, or they're having issues at work, or they might have personal social problems. Injury, so they might have a possible injury, like they might break bones and have to go to A&E. They might have drug and alcohol problems. Dietary intolerances may develop, so you get a bit older and you realise you have IBS or celiac disease. So you might not find that out before you're 18. It's more of a early adulthood time that you find that out. So unexpected illnesses or accident affecting physical or mental health. So you've got to think at this stage, you can take control of your own life. So, and you can make your own decisions. But obviously there's situations where the individuals will need help and support, and that is this section. So what care needs do they require at early adulthood? It's contraception, emotional needs, like, breaking up with boyfriend, girlfriend, having issues at work, getting bullied at work, possible injury like broken bones, drug and alcohol problems, new intolerances, so IBS, celiac disease, unexpected illnesses. So there's a few. And don't forget, for this section, you only need one of each. Middle adulthood. So welcome to Miss Rose time of life. Middle adulthood. So this can be the period of pressure and stress as a result of family and work responsibilities, leading to physical, emotional, social care. They also may be caring for older parents. So you've just got to think for this. Again, this is when people might feel a lot of more pressure and stress because they need to support a whole family. They might want to go off work to have a baby. People are starting to go through the menopause. So there's quite a few areas in this stage that we need to think about. So let's start again then. So, I was saying in class the other day, first thing everyone says when they see me nowadays is, "Oh, when are you getting pregnant? When are you getting married?" And I'm like, well, actually, that's up to me, but let's, talk about it in a few years once I've ticked Barbados off my list. So middle adulthood. So the care needs you will need in middle adulthood include pregnancy, menopause, which causes physical and psychological changes, so which is my mum is going through at the moment. I'm sure she won't mind me saying. So coping with stress due to work, redundancy, unemployment or family responsibilities. How are you going to feed your children? How do you afford school uniform? Things like that. Emotional needs. So again, relationship breakdowns, family responsibilities, or just losing someone in the family, which is called bereavement. So you start getting older, so does all your family. So these are the kind of things that we need to remember. Development of illnesses. So you might, in this stage of life, you might get diabetes, You might get heart disease, arthritis, or cancer. So these are all care needs which people in middle adulthood, like myself, will obviously require. Okay? So next stage, let me just click on that. Oops, excuse me. Late adulthood. So for this section, you've just got to think. Obviously, you think of someone 60 plus, and you might think, "Oh, hold on, isn't everyone like ill and really frail at that age?" Well, no. You know, my dad's in Portugal at the moment, and he's 67. So it doesn't always mean they need care constantly. However, when it goes to this section here, the care needs, yeah, he does have issues. So he has to take about 500 pills per day. So these are the kind of things that he has to keep on top of, including a regular prescription. So care needs in late adulthood include chronic health problems, so heart disease, arthritis, osteoporosis, Alzheimer's, cancer, sensory problems, vision and hearing may start to decline, loss of mobility. So obviously that can be any age, but in this scenario, we're saying resulting in need of care and support in the home. So you might go to one of your family members' house and they have a stair lift, for example, or they might have a wheelchair with a ramp up to the doorstep. Emotional needs as a result of social isolation. So you've got to think for that one, like one of my first jobs, I used to be a care worker. So I used to go to people's houses and they literally had not seen anyone all weekend, sometimes all week, apart from their care worker. So they obviously some people feel a bit of a nuisance or a burden on the family. So that's where we come in. So as a care worker, you'd go to their house, make them a cup of tea, do the chores that they might need doing, help them, etc. So don't always kind of think that all older people are unwell and frail, because everyone is affected in different ways. But yeah, that is up to date really. So we can go on to P6 on Monday. If you have any questions, you can email me on my school email address, or just message me through here somehow. I'm not that hip. I don't know how that works yet, but yeah, message and I will help. Okay, I'm going to put some more videos on now to help you with the first P1 and P2. Okay, have a nice rest of your holidays. See you on Monday.